Hey, John Cruz here, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro here, bringing it to you on BassResource.com. We're talking fall topwater fishing. The fall, is it a great time to be in the woods? No, it's a good time to be on the water because there's still some good topwater action. Fall fishing can be tough at times. The fish get really scattered. There's a lot of fish, that are going to be heading deep. There's a lot of bait fish all over the place. There's fish that are suspended. There's fish that are going back shallow. So the fishing gets a little bit tougher. Topwater is a great way to catch those fish in the fall period. You've got a couple things going on. You got, like I said, you mentioned you have the fish getting scattered, and then you have some schooling action starting in a lot of areas. Here where we are, it's early fall. There's a lot of fish breaking, a lot of bait fish in here in this area, and so there's really like two ways to attack the fall topwater. Probably my number one choice, and it's a continuation of the summer for me, is a topwater walking bait. We're looking at this Spro walking topwater bait right here. This is something that I'm going to be throwing in the fall. It draws fish, has a lot of drawing power. The fish are going to come from a long distance, and it triggers those fish like there's something injured, there's something going on the surface. It doesn't matter how clear the water is, they will still get that topwater walking bait in the fall. So I'm going to have it on a 7-foot medium heavy Cashin rod. You want to have a softer tip because remember you have treble hooks, and we're going to be using braided line. I like either 50 or 30-pound Sunline X Plasma braid. If I'm throwing smaller walking baits like the smaller Spro walking bait, I'm going to put that on 30-pound Sunline X Plasma, and then I'm going to put a roughly 20-pound monofilament leader, 12 to say 18 inches long, got an FG knot connecting the two. This is actually Sunline Defier. It's been what I use for topwater leaders on smaller ones. If I'm going to throw the bigger walking baits, I'm just going to go straight braid, usually 50-pound. If I'm going straight braid, I usually don't put that little split ring on the front. I usually do a loop knot on the front with that braid. Has amazing action, and you can, with the 50-pound, you can cast it a mile. The second that fish crushes that lure, it's going to get the Gamakatsu trebles, and you're good to go. That happens, I would say, even more frequently in the fall than in the summer, about fish like just blasting the bait, kind of trying to kill it, just trying to, as a reaction, not really getting the bait as well. So you want to make sure you have those Gamakatsu sticky round bend treble hooks on there. You can either go round bends or you can go the G-Finesse series. The Aaron Martens medium heavies are a staple on a lot of my topwater baits. A little bit shorter shanks so you can fit, like on these baits that have 3 hooks, you can fit 3 of them on there sizably easier. And we're going to be looking for anywhere that there's bait fish action for those walking baits. We're talking secondary points, the backs of pockets, running them alongside of docks. It's a good way to draw fish to the bait. Now, the walking topwater baits don't cover as much water as my other bait for the fall. My other bait for the fall is a plopper style bait, and you can vary the sizes based on kind of the forage in the areas that you're fishing. You can throw a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. I would say as the fall goes, even as the water cools down into the 50s, don't stop throwing the plopper style baits. They have amazing drawing power, and they trigger fish even in that cooler. We're talking like in the mid-south area, we're talking all the way into November. Definitely into November, the plopper style baits, you can make long casts. You're going to be using a little bit bigger rod. I use a 7.3 Cashin medium heavy, and I'm using 50 or 60-pound Sunline X Plasma braid with that plopper style bait, making super long casts. Daiwa Tatula 100 in a 7-to-1, a little bit faster gear ratio. because I'm going to be making long casts with that plopper, covering water, and then when those fish hit it, I'm going straight braid. When they hit it, it's an immediate hookup. Gamakatsu hooks on all of my topwater baits. Immediate hookup, and you're going to get those fish right into the boat. So I mentioned the great thing about the plopper style bait is you can cover so much water with it. You can cover points, you can cover sides of points, around docks, the backs of pockets. You can catch fish in 6, 8, 10 inches of water in the backs of pockets. They will be back there running bait. Hard to catch, hard to use other baits, but that plopper is a really good way to have a big flat, and you can make 3 or 4 casts in just a few minutes and cover the whole flat. And any active fish are going to come up and crush that plopper style bait. So those are really kind of my big 1-2 punch. Kind of broke down the techniques, what you're going to be using for the fall topwater baits. One of my absolute go-tos. I'm always going to have that topwater lure handy in the fall.